Welcome to the Council of Exceptional Children's webinar on the Mentoring Program, a joint venture between CEC's National Office and CEC's Pioneer Division. Today you will hear about the mission of the Mentoring Program, experiences from people who have participated, and how you can be involved. Our presenters are Jamie Hopkins, Chair of the Mentoring Program Steering Committee, Michael Grimes, a mentor, Becky McMullen, a member of the Steering Committee and a faculty advisor, and William Sanders, a former mentee and now a practicing professional. Jamie, would you please get us started?
Thank you, Judy. One of the greatest values of mentors is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and to help them navigate a course to their destination. The CEC Mentoring Program is based on that philosophy. And its mission is to create a supportive, caring, and information-sharing online relationship between experienced CEC mentors and CEC student members as they prepare to enter the profession. To give you some examples of some of the ways mentors assist students is by sharing cutting-edge information, resources, and evidence-based practices based on the mentees' questions and their requests for information. Mentors often recommend particular techniques and materials for a specific child-related situation, and they might suggest strategies for working in collaboration with families, other professional colleagues, and support personnel. And sometimes they help with preparing resumes and conducting job searches. Primarily, the program is done online, but in instances where the mentee and the mentor live close enough, they might also meet up or talk to each other by phone to provide support. I'd like to ask our participants to share their experiences with the mentoring program. As a former mentee, William, did you find having a mentor help prepare you for the challenges of your early teaching career?
Yes, it was really nice having a mentor while I was in school, and then leading me into my own professional career. I got together with Mike Grimes, my mentor, when I was a junior at Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville. And while in school, I felt not isolated from what was going on in the real teaching profession, but you have your cohort members and you do research with them, and so you feel like everything you need is there. But with a mentor, they just open up a whole new branch to there's other people in different parts of the country and the world that are wanting to help with sharing information that you might not have access to. And one of the biggest memories I had was I was doing a presentation for the CEC about boys with emotional behavior disorder, and I was running low on research that I thought was actually feasible for me to use. And so I reached out to Mike, and he actually sent me some of his personal research in order for me to complete my presentation. And I don't know if I would have without having access to my mentor. And then it also was a nice transition into my professional career, because even though I'm in a building surrounded by like-minded people that have the same goal, it's still nice to know that there's outlets other than the people in my school to provide information whenever I wasn't prepared. And I had the opportunity of meeting my mentor when I attended a CEC convention, the San Antonio, I believe that was 2013, the 2013 CEC. So having a mentor was a great resource for me while in school and getting me prepared for being in my own classroom.
And I'd just like to jump in here. I'm William's professor from years past, and I like what William was saying about how it made the connection with the real world. I was so impressed with how the mentors have actually made that connection. As a professor, I really appreciate moving the students from theory to practice. And so for them to be able to hear, the students to be able to hear what their mentors are saying, and it's so aligned with what's in the textbook and what's going on in the classroom, I was just so impressed with that connection being made. So as a professor, I really appreciated that connection, because sometimes that's so hard. And many times as a mentor, we want the students to eventually to begin thinking like us as professors in the education field. And so to see that take place as a result of having a mentor, saying the same things that are in the textbooks, the same things that we're saying in the classroom, I'm very appreciative of that.
And this is Mike Grimes, who was William's mentor. And I have to say that what an outstanding young man he was when I met him finally. And I have to agree, he said everything that I would have said in regards to why a student should have a mentor. Relying on the mentor's background and experiences, it provides invaluable help and assistance in their future endeavors. So I was very pleased that William pursued his career and is doing as well as he is. And I think mentoring is, for me, the future of CEC.
Mike, this is Judy. I wonder if you can touch a little bit on what you learned while you were mentoring that perhaps you didn't expect to get out of that in terms of the relationship in mentoring a new professional.
I think that the personal connection that I got, you actually got more involved, I did, particularly with William, and assisting him. And I think that cohort feeling is very important. It wasn't just reacting to someone writing something on the internet and then back to them, but was a more personal internet connection, if you can get my drift on that.
Sure. And I'm curious to hear from Becky or Will what you observed in interacting with either your colleagues, other students, Will, or observations that, Becky, you made looking at students who chose to have a mentor and students who might not have.
Well, let me jump in here. As I said, the connection is a really big part, and the connection that extends beyond the 2 years that they're in the cohort program with me is really impressive. And so what I generally would do would allow the students to share, what's going on with them in terms of the relationships that they have with their mentors. Are they collaborating? Are they communicating weekly? And so the way I found out about Will's relationship was he shared, I think, in a reflection or in something that was oral that we were talking about in class one day. And I was just so impressed with the strong connection that they had over time. Some of the students, I had to remind them, okay, you're leaving for winter break or you're leaving for the summer break. Make sure you let your mentors know. And in Will's situation and in others, many others, that was not something that I needed to remind them of. They were very enthusiastic about getting in touch with their mentors because these relationships had formed over time. And as Will stated and as Mike has stated, it went beyond after graduation and into the beginning year, first year of teaching and second year. And so, I will always sing the praises of the mentoring program because it goes beyond the college classroom into the real life experience.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the support that we provide is crucial during the first few years, because without that, you're sort of like a fish in water trying to find food.
Mm-hmm. And I'll add from the student's perspective, like Rebecca was saying, that the students that took advantage of this opportunity to be connected with other professionals that are already in the field really succeeded more in the classroom and on the school campus. For example, another student that was part of the mentoring program that was really connected with his mentor ended up being the student president of the CEC that year. and then another female student that was connected with her mentor ended up being this local president. I apologize for the bell. And then
That's
myself.
what being in a school is about.
Yes. And then, myself, through the encouragement of my mentor and my professors, I took the leap to try to be part of the National CEC Student Committee, and I ended up getting accepted. And so I had even more opportunities open because I had the support from people who had been in similar situations that, I wouldn't have known without the mentoring program. It was really encouraging to have someone that was like, no, you can do this. That's not your professor, because while you're in school, sometimes your professors become your parents, and you never listen to what your parent says, but when your uncle says it, it makes total sense.
Well, Will, that was well said. I couldn't have said it any better.
And I wanted to add what Will did was once he graduated and was a part of the National Council, he wrote back to us. And so he encouraged the students coming along to be a part. And I shared his email with the other students. So he was an example to keep it going. And that's what we do. We have students who are signed up for the National Mentoring Program now because they have seen students who went before them.
That's great.
And students.
Will, before I address how people can get involved, would you like to let us know what you might have included in that email and what words of encouragement you would have for a student who might be considering taking on a mentor?
So I can't remember if when I was part of the program, if it was the first year or if it had just started. But it came through, my advisor, Dr. McMullen, to saying, this is an opportunity. I want you guys to take it. And there wasn't really a cap. And at first I was hesitant because I was like, well, I'm already in school. This is just going to be something else. But then, you just think about all the benefits that came with it, and it was really that. And I thought I was going to be able to take advantage of my mentor, and, he's going to be able to help me with all my assignments. And it ended up being a lot more than that. And, it went from something where I thought it was just going to be like a one-sided benefit to me actually advancing my career and my personal goals, because I was able to have someone that had already done something that wasn't a professor in my back pocket, I guess. So I think I just took advantage of the situation of it being presented to me. And, I would encourage anybody that has that opportunity to take advantage of it, because it unlocks a lot of opportunities for you for the future.
That's great. Thank you so much, everybody, for giving those real-world examples. So I want to mention how the program works. The participants include experienced special education teachers. They are the mentors. They may be actively teaching. They may be retired. And the students who are the mentees can be in undergraduate or postgraduate levels of education. Our faculty advisors are people who are within the chapters of CEC or within the university and college programs that are preparing these teachers, and they help act as a go-between CEC and the mentor and the mentee to help out if case there's, as Becky mentioned, maybe there's some breakdowns in communication, or if there are any other issues that come up, they're a great resource. It is necessary that everyone who participates in this program is a member of CEC, and we encourage you to take advantage of the 20% discount on membership for student members. The students who do participate, they may or may not be affiliated with a CEC chapter or a program that has a faculty advisor. It is open to all students who are interested. The mentors and the student mentees need to complete an online survey, and I will give you the link for that at the end of this conversation, where we are looking to get your contact information, what are some of your professional interests, where you want to focus your study and your professional practice. And then one mentor is paired with one mentee. We do our best to base that on geographic regions, but especially we do our best to match people who have common specialty areas of interest. We do ask, as everyone's been talking about, there are lots of ways to communicate, so we ask you for your phone, your email, how people want to share that mentoring conversation. And then here at CEC, we provide customer service. We also help maintain communication. We provide resources. We encourage the mentors to attend to specific topics throughout the year so that we can help guide based on CEC experience, CEC history, and certainly CEC resources to help feed that conversation and make sure that everyone is provided with lots of things to share and talk about. So you can find information on the CEC main website and then go to the membership page and you'll be able to see the CEC Pioneers Division Mentoring Program link, and that's where you will find the survey. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming more mentees and more mentors to the CEC Pioneers Division Mentoring Program.